GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Hey everybody, this is Darcy DeMoss. You're listening to All Bets Are Off with Robbie Vegas.
What's up, rock soldiers? This is the Rockstar Robbie Vegas bringing you another brand new episode of the All Bets Are Off podcast. And today, my guest sitting across from me right now is the one and only Frankie Feathers. How you doing?
Whoa. Back it up. It's not Frankie anymore. It's Frank. Frank Feathers. Frankie's my slave name, sir. So
I'm sorry. I slipped, and it'll never happen again.
She better not.
At least not for the rest of this interview.
All right, well.
So how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm just, living the dream, as people say.
Yeah. Nightmare dream, whatever.
Oh, God. Just doing the school stuff and, working when I can work, and then working when I can work. So, yeah.
And we're sitting here having some afternoon beers.
Afternoon delights.
Yeah, and we're going to get into some deep shit today.
Mm-hmm.
We're digging into everything.
Okay.
And I think what we should start with, of course, for our listeners who already know you, is professional wrestling.
Okay.
So tell me, for you personally, where did professional wrestling start? Not for your career, but just as a fan.
Just in general.
Yeah.
I remember being like as old as like 6, maybe 6 or 7, and I remember distinctly watching Survivor Series. It's the one with Hogan and Andre.
Oh, yeah.
Which is that 89?
Is it 89 or 88?
I can't remember.
It's one of those two.
It's one of those two, yeah, for sure, yeah. My dad used to have a lot of VHS tapes. VHS.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Those don't exist anymore.
Dating myself right now. Jesus Christ.
For the kids listening, they're like, what?
He had a lot of VHS tapes, and like that would be one of the ones we would pop in and watch, and I was just like watching. I was always so enamored with it. Like it was just like a spectacle. And my mom apparently too. My mom, she always tells me that she was the one who was like the wrestling fan too. So it goes back. It goes back and forth. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Mama Feathers is a mainstay in ESW.
Oh, so, that's awesome.
Yeah.
See, I'm new there, so I don't know these things.
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself even to this day like a golden era kind of guy then?
No. Honestly, I'm a new generation guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I really like dug deep into it because I watched a lot back when it was Hogan, Warrior, Andre, everybody else, but I didn't really get into it until like 93, 94.
Okay.
Honestly. So yeah.
So that's the same for me. Actually, now that I think of it, we might have talked about this before.
I think so, yeah.
We're new generation guys.
Yeah.
Because if it's Razor, Diesel, Brett, Sean, Taker,
100%,
that's
I'll watch it
where
all
I'm
day.
at.
Yeah.
Give me the Body Donnas versus the Godwins any day.
Yeah. And the fucking people don't the fucking Body Donnas were fucking great.
Oh my God.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And so were the Godwins.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Henry Godwin was on my show.
That's amazing.
He was fantastic. He's
That's
one of
sweet.
one of my favorite guests I've ever had.
That's
And
awesome.
I was kind of marking out.
Yeah,
And most
as
people
you
would,
should be.
well, most people would think I was the Godwins. Like, you don't understand.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
When you saw the slop, man, that was
Oh, dude. I think about his match with Hunter Hearst Helmsley a lot.
the hog pen
The
match.
whole match, yeah. It's so good.
I love that. So how do you find your way into when you were watching that Survivor Series we were just talking about? Now, obviously you're watching on VHS. So when do you actually start watching like live on TV or like Superstars or Raw and stuff like that? Was that just like a natural, you just kind of drifted right into it?
Yeah. It was, I don't know if you remember Livewire?
I do.
That came on USA on Saturday
shit.
mornings.
Yeah, I do.
I watched that a lot. I watched that a whole bunch. Superstars, obviously. Like Monday Night Raw, obviously too. It was more so like Livewire and Raw I used to watch when I was allowed to watch it anyway. Yeah.
Well, much like me, then you probably were watching when Raw first started.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you remember? This is like a loaded question because I know things get convoluted over the years because we've all seen the first episode of Raw.
Yeah.
But do you remember actually watching the first episode of Raw when it was the first episode?
No.
Of Raw? No. Do you think
I was 93? I was 8. So January 93, I was 7, going on 8. So I didn't really, like I said, it's really bad. I was always like back and forth into it around that time. I didn't really get like hardcore into it until I hit high school.
I got you. Okay.
But like I said, I was like always like in and out of it for the longest time.
So what was the moment that you became like, I am a fan consistently? Or era moment, whatever?
Probably the Mania 10 match, ladder match.
Oh, okay.
Sean and Razor.
That's a great match.
It's so good.
Yeah. It holds up.
To this day, it holds up. Yeah.
And I know today, you know, we deal with a lot of like high flying, flashy stuff, but that match holds up.
It does.
So from WrestleMania 10 on, you're a consistent fan.
Yeah.
So who inspires you to become a wrestler?
Sean, 100%. 100%. Like it was always something about Shawn Michaels that gravitated me towards him.
Yep.
Even when he was even when he was a rocker, like my cousin and I used to like contemporary wrestlers, and we used to all do the rockers. I was always like, I'm Sean. I'm clearly I'm Sean. And
Clearly.
like, yeah, no. But like it was always something about Shawn Michaels that something like I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's like God or like something like something like whatever it was. It was always something that I was like, watch him because this is how you do this.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've always gravitated heavily towards Shawn Michaels.
That's awesome. We're going to cheers to that because that was mine too.
What's up?
We didn't get the clink.
There
it is.
We're not drunk yet, guys.
Not yet. So Sean was always my guy too, so I can totally relate to that. So in that same vein, to jump forward to, you know, now, but also within like the last 10 years, are you one of the people, much like myself, who saw Ziggler as like the second coming of Shawn Michaels?
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
I still see him that way.
No, he's the further along in his career he's gotten, the more he digs even deeper into that.
Into Sean, yeah. Remember when he started using the super kick?
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like amazed. I was like, he should use the super
Yeah,
kick.
no, that's exactly. And even his boots, he started wearing the same boots too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like a part of it is just to troll people because that's just how he is.
Right, yeah.
But like, he's really good.
No, he's so good. Yeah.
I remember thinking too, maybe you could relate to this, that John Morrison was almost the second coming of Shawn Michaels.
Yes,
for a minute.
He was for a hot second.
Yeah.
Like if he was a better talker, I think he would have gotten along a little bit better. But it's weird because him and Miz started out almost at the same time, and like Miz is clearly the leaps and bounds better talker than Morrison ever was.
And more longevity, obviously, as we can see now.
And fucking, I love Miz, dude. Miz is so good.
I do too. And he kind of grew on me because I didn't.
No, initially I hate him. It's like, who is this fucking real world guy? Get this fucking guy out of here. Like, be a Merc fan.
Yep.
We're still trying to like get into this, but the longer I've watched him, the more I appreciate how good he is.
Same thing is happening right now with like Logan Paul. Like, a lot of guys are like, fuck Logan Paul because he's just a YouTube guy.
It's not even.
If he sticks around in 10 years, we might be having the same conversation.
Probably.
He might win people over.
He might, but he's such a dick.
I know.
He's such a real life dick bag.
I know. I'm in the same boat as you.
Yeah, but he's so
I hear
good.
other people talking about how good he is, and then I
so
watched his
good.
match with Reigns, and I was like, "Oh, you got to be good, don't you? You piece of shit."
Yeah, of course you got to be good. Of course you got to make me like enjoy what you do.
Right. Fuck this. I'm turning this off.
Piece of shit.
So we got Sean. Who else were you liking from then? We'll get to now later.
Sean, like I said, Sean. Brett, Owen more than Brett, honestly, because Owen is. I think Owen is the best heart.
100%.
Who else from back then? Razor. I honestly really enjoyed watching Diesel.
Yeah.
Diesel. I feel like people underestimate how good for a big man he actually is.
Yep. Me too. Yep.
And how much he's fucking bumping guys, dude. Like, what a 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot guy have you seen like actually bump for guys?
Yeah,
it's incredible.
I totally agree. And when you listen to him in interviews too, he always brought up like he enjoyed getting other people over.
Yeah,
you know, as much as like they said like the Clique was like a bunch of dick bags or whatever. Which I mean they were
most likely, yeah,
and
for sure.
And they admit that they were.
Yeah, no,
but they still did business.
Yeah,
you know, they were just really arrogant because they were on top of the world.
And they were fucking great at what they did.
Yeah, and they're in their 20s. Of course, if I'm on top of the world, getting paid to do what I love, and I'm main eventing all these shows and shit, I'm arrogant too.
Taking somas and still be able to work, no problem. Hell yeah. You kidding me?
So when do you start discovering outside of WWE? Were you a WCW guy? Did you watch ECW?
I tried to watch WCW once in a while. I honestly didn't start watching WCW until like the Monday Night Wars like were really on. Mm-hmm. I know they debuted in '95.
Yeah,
in Minnesota, the Mall of America.
Yep.
But like I wasn't really into WCW.
Yeah.
I knew of them, and I knew honestly it was probably around the same time when Hall and Nash moved over. That's when I started paying more attention to him.
Yeah.
And that's why I like found out about like Sting, Luger, fucking Flair.
Did you do the flip back and forth between channel 34 and 35?
Nah, I was a Fed guy. I was always a Fed guy. I didn't really give a shit what was going on in WCW because I was consistently a Fed guy.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, for me, same thing, except like commercial breaks, I would just click over just real quick just to see if something was happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And if Hall and Nash were on, I might leave it on for a second.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they were my WWE guys.
Exactly. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But no, same boat. What about ECW? Did you get into that?
ECW, here and there.
Yeah.
Here and there. I wasn't really a fan of the hardcore stuff, but I get the appeal of it. Just wasn't me.
No, that makes total sense. So how long does it take you to discover there's actually like an independent wrestling scene?
A while.
Yeah.
Actually, it took me a long time to figure that out.
Do you remember how you found it?
Yeah, actually, so before I got into it, am I good? I feel like I'm off because I'm trying to slouch down in the chair because I know the microphone isn't. I don't know how to do this, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Before I got into it, because I was 16 when I knew I wanted to be a wrestler.
Okay. What gave you that itch?
I just knew.
Yeah.
It was just something like I just knew I
just
wanted
building.
to do it. Yeah. Like I said, I always been a fan of it. I always like, and like just watching it and be like, I think I could do that. And like 16 was like what 2000 for me anyway. 2001.
Okay.
So that was a same run. That was like Mania 17.
Okay. That was a great Mania.
That was the best.
It might be to this day.
To this day, that was probably the best of all time.
Yeah. That's true.
19 is dope too. 19 is underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to drift towards one that Sean's involved in, but I'm so biased.
No, yeah.
Like 17's great. I'm like, but 12 was the Iron Man match.
Yeah. So I feel like that's the only good match on the card, though. Is
was,
it? Yeah.
It was. Well, no, Diesel and Taker.
Oh, okay. That was a really good match too. Yeah.
Yep. And then the Hollywood Backlot Brawl was just what it was. It wasn't.
Honestly, I didn't appreciate that until later on.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah. That's really good too.
It was good, but like I remember the opening match being like that 6-man tag, and then
Yoko, Owen, and Bulldog versus
Ahmed Johnson, Jake the Snake.
Oh, who was that last guy?
Vader.
Was it Vader?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
No, sorry, you're right. It was Vader, Owen, and Bulldog versus Yoko.
That's right.
And whoever
Ahmed Johnson and Jake. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how we just trailed off into talking about
I don't know.
So you realize at 16 you want to be a wrestler.
Okay, yeah.
And you discover independent wrestling.
No, even longer than that.
Wow.
So I knew when I was 16 I wanted to be a wrestler. I didn't tell my mom I wanted to do it until I was 22.
Really?
I was terrified of what she'd think about it.
Yeah.
Because from like age 15 to the time I graduated out of high school, I continued to tell her that I wanted to have my own business.
Okay.
What that business was, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. You just wanted to work for yourself.
Yeah, essentially.
Yep. I totally get that. Being a teenager, absolutely.
Yeah. So like I said, turned 16, I was like, oh, there's a light switch. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. But like I said, I didn't tell my mom until I was 22. I remember telling her in her bedroom I was in tears because I didn't think she was gonna let me do it.
Yeah.
At 22 years old, when I'm legally an adult.
Yeah.
You know.
You've already been getting hammered.
No,
Not even
I
that.
stopped drinking until I was 23.
Oh, there you go.
So I told my mom.
Yeah.
And she was like, and she was surprisingly supportive of it. Like I was, like she obviously she was like, I want you to I want you to get go to college and get a degree, obviously. But like I can't stop you from doing it if that's what you actually want to do. I'm not gonna stop you. So then it took another 3 years.
Oh wow.
For that, because I started working at Arrow at the Boulevard Mall.
Oh okay. Yeah.
Aero Pastel is a chain clothing high school.
Was
No, it's still around.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't even
it's
know.
at the Galleria more than anything else,
okay.
but whatever. So I was working there, and this girl, we were doing like what we call a floor set when we set the merchandise store like a night before to change everything around. Mm-hmm. And this girl, she's like, so well, what do you want to do? Because we're all in our early 20s working there, and like, she's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I actually want to be a professional wrestler. She was like, it's really funny you say that because my boyfriend's a professional wrestler.
what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about something that was meant to happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
And that's what I'm like. And I'll get into that too. But
yeah,
it's like, so yeah, my boyfriend's a professional wrestler. Come to find out, her boyfriend is a Will Harisian.
Okay.
And that's now they're married. They've been married since 12 years now.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so like I linked up with him probably like a year after that because she was going to nursing school. So she had left the store and I was still there, and she came back. We finally linked up, and then that's when I knew about like the indies and stuff. 'Cause I didn't know, because I was initially sending out probably like a year or so prior to that. I was sending out emails to fucking Killer Kumpf
Oh,
and his tag partner when they had their school over on Great Arrow,
Yeah.
in Buffalo.
Yeah. Wow, that's a long time ago.
Definitely, yeah, I know. And he responded once, and then I got my spider senses went off. I was like, something ain't right with this, with this, because I just, but then I met him a couple years after that, after I was already trained and stuff, and like talking to him, and you're like, yeah, oh, yep, that's exactly why I didn't go to him, because he's a piece of shit. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, he was still around when I broke in too, so that's funny. Like when you said that name, it was like a blast from you know. So
Ask Kevin Bitten about Killer Coke.
I will, because I ride with him to Excite. So
Yeah,
we'll have a conversation about it. So where did you end up going?
As far as training,
Yeah.
okay. So I started out doing all of the pre-show seminars for ESW.
Oh, okay.
That was all the training I was getting, like before every show. Obviously before every show. Brandon Thurston must have saw something that he thought like I could actually do it, because he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be driving up to Hamlin a few times a week, because Hamlin is where Pier 6 was. They have a barn or warehouse in Hamlin, New York, the suburb of Rochester. So we would go there like 2 or 3 days a week.
Okay.
Just fucking drilling and bumping, and like we would just like work and like call stuff on the fly, and he would blow me up consistently.
Yeah, he's good for that.
He is, but it's great though, because that's what you need to be blown
Yes,
up.
100%, 100%. So when you're training at Pier 6, you're training before the ESW shows. How long did it take you before you actually were on a show?
A year.
Okay. Do you remember how that went?
Yes. So I have 2 stories of this
About the same thing?
about like my quote first matches.
Okay.
Yeah. So my first actual like match on the show, it was for UCW in Connellsville, PA.
Okay.
No, shit, was it? Yeah, it had to be, because that's what Nikamura and was. Yeah.
So was this like a situation where you just jumped in a car?
Yeah, I hopped in a car. It was I hopped in a car with Beast, Ash, Lakeem, and I think Bennett went too.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was that the 5 of us and like either Beast or Ash's like truck, or whoever had the truck back then. So we hopped in the car, and I tagged with Lakeem against Nick Mira, and that may be wrong. I can't think of his name.
Oh, that's funny.
Another like Eastern or Western PA guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
The match was horrible.
Was it really?
Not through no fault of our own, of me and Lakeem. It was the other 2 guys who just took the bit. Like one guy forgot he was the face and started working heel.
Oh, okay.
When we were the heels.
One of those situations.
Yeah,
I got you.
It was just a mess all over. But I enjoyed it because first time being on an actual show, being in front of people wrestling. I wore a singlet. It was weird. I don't like any of it. But
You know what's crazy? We have something else in common.
what's that?
My first match was also out of town, and it was involving Lakeem.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
We jumped in a car, wasn't booked, went up to Toronto, and
Get outta
ended up
here.
working for Victory Commonwealth against Lakeem, but still, he was in the match.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some shit.
So that was your first experience jumping in a car, getting booked, and it was the first match you ever had.
Yes.
So what was this? What's the second story?
Okay. So second story is what I usually tell people is my actual first match.
Okay. Because you liked it.
Yes. Oh, 100%. No, it was great. So I was supposed to, it was an ESW show.
Okay.
And I was supposed to work with Brody Lee,
Okay.
also known as Luke Harper, also known as Mr. Brody Lee from AEW, who,
Yeah.
unfortunately is no longer with us.
Big staple around here.
Yeah, hell yeah. It was around the same time he got signed. So he was like, nah, I'm not working as a green fucking kid.
Yeah.
And like, obviously I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to work you either. Cause I don't, not because, I just don't want to be, not to say that I was going to be the reason, like if he didn't, like he got hurt or something like that, but I don't want to be the person who fucking potentially hurt him.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I get it, dude.
Yeah.
100%.
You didn't
I'm
take
fine.
offense to it.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
So I ended up working, big time Bill Collier.
Really?
Yeah.
For your first match?
First singles match, yeah.
Yeah, first singles match.
Yeah. I wore
Wow.
dress pants.
Did you really? Yeah. What was it? Was that a gimmick?
That was my
or is-
gimmick.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
my gimmick
okay.
back then. Because my gimmick back then, I was the bodyguard of the Peacock Experience. So I wear.
Oh, I knew that.
The
Yeah.
pink vest and the dress pants and
Yes.
the slacks and the glasses. And so I
Oh my
didn't have
God.
any tights.
You just
back
blew
then.
my mind. Like,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And I would have never remembered that until you just said that.
Right, I know.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay.
Yeah, it was the smoothest experience I've ever had in a ring up to that point. Anyway.
Yeah.
Because because Bill's phenomenal.
Oh God,
I don't know why he's not signed.
I was just
somewhere.
gonna say the same
I don't
thing.
understand it. I
Yeah.
really don't get it.
even just talking to him.
Yeah.
Like, you just learn so much
You get so
just from a
much shit
conversation.
just from like shit that you wouldn't even never even thought of. Like it's like shit that he just knows shit.
Under that learning tree.
Yeah, 100%, man.
So you have the match with Bill, and then from there, are you getting work consistently?
Yeah.
You're steady from there?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So you said you were doing the Peacock Experience thing at that point in time. So you were already on shows.
Yes.
You just weren't having matches up until that point.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was on shows for about a year as their enforcer / bodyguard.
Dude, I started my career the same way. I was a fucking manager for a year
It's
before I
crazy.
started having.
It's insane.
Yeah. So
But like it was great though because I was able to like be out there and watch.
Yep.
And watch Will and Dalton when they were tagging.
Yeah.
Just like pick up stuff and like it's like
get comfortable.
yeah
Yeah, because you're in front of the crowd technically,
Yes.
and you're learning how to call matches
Yep.
because you're in the, you're involved in the match, so you have to be involved in the calling of the match. So when it comes time for you to work, you kind of got a handle on how to be in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
So how long did you go with Bill? Do you remember? It was like a squash.
It was a
or-
squash. It was probably 3-4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But like even with all that, I gave him. He gave me a few things. I remember distinctly. He gave me the I was gonna start using the Maya Via Hurricane DDT.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna start using that, and that's the first and only time I've done it. To be completely honest, I don't know why I haven't used it again because it's such a dope move.
You were gonna start using it and just use it one time.
Yeah,
Bring it back.
At this point, I might as well. But
Well-
yeah, then he hit me with his deal with the fucking swing out.
Oh,
and
yeah,
face and implant thing.
So how many years ago was this?
Oh God, 11.
11 years ago. We started at the same time too. So I got to bring this up then because your career's kind of coming full circle because now you're the one giving squash matches to kids from the Buffalo Wrestling Academy.
Yeah.
Like, if you really sit back and think about that, that's pretty fucking cool.
Holy shit! I didn't even think about that until just now.
It's the first thing I thought of because you just went in there with local competitor Darren Crow.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Yeah, you gave him his first ESW like
Yeah.
well, I know he did the thing with Kevin, but he actually got some fight back with you.
Yes. Yeah. He's like Crow, Filthy Max Cannon.
Yeah.
Oh goddamn! What's the other? I don't know why I can't think of his name. Oh, it's gonna kill me.
The other guy from our school?
Yeah,
Thomas Kennedy?
Thank you.
Yeah.
like
TK goes buck wild.
Yeah, and I'm so happy he's getting comfortable in his
Yeah.
own shit, and he's starting to be able to like be who he is and interpret that into his gimmick.
100%.
It's so money. All of them though, because
Well-
even Darren, like I think he's very hard on himself, but Darren Crow is a very talented dude.
Oh god, yeah. The
He's
potential is
so
off
much
the
more
charts.
talented than he realizes he is.
100%. And
Like all of them are honestly.
they are.
Yeah.
And that goes for Matt McCoy too. He's
McCoy too,
you know,
yeah. McCoy, yeah.
And we have Eddie Allen, one of our other students that's been coming along, and his first match was against HC Loke. Like,
See?
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And just to stay on that topic for a second, you're the guy now who pops into the Buffalo Wrestling Academy and you can help these kids out. Like that's how far your career has come since you started. You're showing body slams and you're
Yeah.
getting them to work on things that, their first time doing it and you're coaching them through it. And
Right.
that's got to be a cool feeling for you to be able to do that.
See,
You know?
it is, but I also consider myself like not that guy, I guess.
Like a coach?
Yeah, because I don't. It's hard for me to be like, because there's so many different ways you can do stuff. So it's hard for me to be like, this is the de facto way to do it. So I don't.
Okay,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's not like. I don't know if I ever want to be a coach.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, at the same time, when I was there the last time doing it,
Yeah.
I did really enjoy it.
It feels good, doesn't it?
yeah.
Especially when you see the light bulb go off in their head
when
and
they
they
get
get
it,
it.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And it's funny that you say there's a million different ways to do it because between me and Delson and Vaylor, we will explain something and say, the way I do it is different than the way Vince does it. So like whatever way is comfortable for you.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to ruffle your feathers.
Oh, okay.
When I talk about Vaylor.
Ah.
So maybe we should touch on that.
That
you know.
schmuck.
So you don't come around to the school anymore because of the situation.
Yeah, like well, because I don't know if anybody like saw, but I smashed a bottle over his head.
Yeah, you're holding that one a little funny right now too. Keep it over there.
I mean, just make this a nice interview. We'll see what happens.
So you guys were a tag team, and some would say best friends. So what
Were
happened?
we?
I'm asking
Were
you.
we best friends?
I'm just the interviewer.
Were we a tag team? I didn't even remember us being a tag team. We tagged for that one night. The one night that he decided to brazenly come out and make the save when I was getting beat up by American Strong Style. Like I didn't like. First of all, I didn't need his help. I didn't ask for his help. He decided to be Superman and come out and save the day like he usually does. Like nah, I'm a grown ass man. Like if you don't just sit your overly tan ass down.
So, am I to understand that this whole thing started because you felt disrespected?
It's always about disrespect. It's always like you, as a man, you can't really. There's only so much disrespect you can take before you snap and break a bottle for somebody's face or throw a fireball at the face at the same time.
Yeah, I
You know
gotta
what I mean?
say, you've been giving him, putting him through the ringer for months now.
Deservedly so.
So let's talk about, you have an upcoming match with him. By the time this airs, it'll be about 6 days before that match.
Yeah.
So this isn't the first time you've gone one-on-one with Vince, is it?
It'll be the first time I've gone one-on-one with him up here. I've gone one-on-one with him in other promotions.
Okay. So you know what you're getting into. You know what to
I know.
expect.
Come on, I've been around. I've been in the game long enough to know what to do and what not to do and how to react to stuff. So I ain't sweating Vince Balor one bit.
Well, then let me ask you this. You got any tricks up your sleeve?
All right, allow me to be frank
All right.
for a second.
Because I ruffled your feathers.
Yeah, okay. You keep saying that. I'm gonna bust your snot box.
All right. I'm just gonna let you talk.
All right. Yeah. So I'm not gonna give away all the trades and all the secrets, obviously. But I got a couple of things in mind for Sir Vincent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about your buddy, your newfound best friend, Kevin Bennett?
Oh, that's my guy.
He's got a tough match coming up.
He
with
does.
Speedball Mike Bailey.
Speedball
if I
Mike
remember.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is at ESW Tough Luck,
Yes.
which is March 18th.
March 18th.
Yes.
Live and in your face from Buffalo River Works.
And live on IWTV.
That is true.
So everybody tune in if you want to see Frank Feathers.
There you go.
Take on the invincible Vince Valor. Now,
I don't know how invincible he is, but we'll.
after that beer bottle, I wasn't sure either.
No.
I was there.
Yeah.
It was a scary moment.
Well, good.
Do you have anything you'd like me to say to him when I get to the school tomorrow night?
I mean, as per usual, he can kiss my black ass.
Okay. Should I say it like that?
Yeah, no, you guys said
Yeah,
like that. No,
okay.
try right now.
All right. So Frank Feathers told me that you can kiss his black ass.
You gotta get a little soul into it. You got Vince Valor. You can kiss my natural black ass.
I'm just going to play him that
Okay.
because I can't do that.
No, you don't know.
I got a little soul when I'm singing, but not when I'm talking.
All right. Okay.
So let's curve away from wrestling real quick because another thing that me and you connect on is horror movies.
Yeah.
As you're wearing
The damn Vincent Price shirt. I'm popping huge for it internally because it's a fucking great shirt.
oh man, and I got this for free.
What from who?
I ordered 4 shirts from that horror merch store, and they sent me this as like a mystery shirt, and I just so happen to love Vincent Price, so it worked out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So when did you get into horror movies?
I've been in horror movies for forever.
Like before wrestling?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have that in common too then. So what was like the gateway? I want to say it was Nightmare on Elm Street because I know how big of a fan you are. Is that true?
It actually is.
Yeah. The first one?
No. Surprisingly, part 2.
You saw that one first?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So my mom had another VHS tape.
yeah. Kids, these did exist, kids.
It's like Betamax.
Oh my God.
My mom had she had both part 2 and 3 on VHS
Okay.
taped on the same tape.
So she's a horror fan too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like now,
Wrestling and horror.
now she's not.
Oh, okay.
Like she's got you scared now, which is really weird.
But you still are.
No, I'm still 100%. Yeah. So, and my mom and my dad will tell the story where or my mom anyway, would tell the story where I guess Child's Play would freak me out too. That came out in '88 itself.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
So I guess I watched that when I was 3.
Come on, really?
I must have. 'Cause I don't remember watching it when I was 3. So I remember. I guess she told the story I would wake up in in the night screaming.
Yeah.
And she would run in. What's wrong? I'm like, Chuck is coming to get me. Chuck is coming to get me. So honestly, to this day, that fucking doubt freaks me out.
So did you watch the series?
No, I haven't yet.
So I just watched I think there's 2 seasons. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just watched the first one because I have it on Shudder, and I actually like it better than the movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm not a huge Child's Play fan.
Yeah.
If you talk to me, I'd rather watch Leprechaun.
Okay.
But I know that's an unpopular opinion.
No, I like Leprechaun.
I think he's great. I think he's way creepier.
Oh,
and
fuck
like,
yeah.
I mean, a magic leprechaun is much scarier than a doll to me. To me.
Okay.
Like, I know
No,
some
hey,
people would
listen.
freak out. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know. So you were afraid of Chucky. You got a Nightmare on Elm Street, and it just never stopped.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was like, even like growing up, I'd say from ages 5 to 13, I consistently had nightmares about Freddy Krueger.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of scary since he kills you in your nightmares.
Terrible. I was terrified.
But you kept watching it.
Dude, like I didn't get like I wasn't like watching them consistently until I was a teenager at least. But like
Yeah.
I would like sneak and watch them, even though I know they freak me out. I would
Yeah.
sneak and watch anyway. But then I would have nightmares for like days. There's been so many nightmares that I can remember off the top of my head that like, I'm gonna get you. I'm like, oh fuck, and I wake up screaming and crying.
And they had that TV show, Freddy's Nightmares.
Yeah, the first episode is probably the greatest one.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, 100%.
Then they all just go downhill from there.
Do you feel the same about the movies? Do you think the longer they go, the more ridiculous they are, or do you enjoy them all?
Okay. I love part 1, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Part 2 is not my favorite.
Yeah. That's a popular opinion.
Yeah. I think if some things would change in part 2, it would have been actually great.
I agree.
But like,
You know what it was is, and I hate to say this because everybody's going to attack me for it in the horror community, but Mark Patton was just such a crybaby.
too much of a exactly. Yeah,
That it got annoying.
Yes.
But I think if he was just a little bit, I don't know if tougher is the right word, but just not as crying.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
It was really weird because horror movies are scream queens,
Right.
Like
Right.
It was really weird seeing a dude
It was. Maybe that was
not
it.
not
Yeah.
knowing back then like
Yeah.
that he was like that he was gay, that he is gay anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, but like
And I met the man. He's a wonderful guy.
I believe it, yeah.
He's super fantastic.
Yeah.
And I can watch that movie and enjoy it. But yes, there's points where I'm like, oh, I just wish he wasn't crying right now.
man, dude.
Nancy didn't cry that much.
None of them did.
Nancy was like, I got a fucking idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck this guy up.
Yeah, dude. Like, and I feel like he's. I think he's actually the only one who like screamed and cried as much as.
I was trying to think of the other movies. But yeah, I think you're right.
Right.
We know what the best one is.
3. Well, honestly, Dream Warriors is my favorite movie of all time.
It's up there for me too.
Yeah.
Dream Warriors is incredible, and
It's so good.
I'm a little bit biased because I love the song. I love Dokken.
Oh, God. That
but
song's
like,
so great.
Oh man, I wish I saw them over the summer in July.
Yeah.
And when they played Dream Warriors, I was so upset that it sounded so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his
Damn.
voice was just shot, and like you got to have that high pitched Dream
For
Warrior,
the-
you know.
yeah.
And I was on the side of the stage, and I was, it was Vixen and Dokken and Autograph, and I was like, this is going to be great. I love Dokken. And then after Dream Warriors, which was the third song they played,
Oh, wow.
I was like, I'm tapping out.
Shit.
But yes, I think that's the greatest Nightmare on Elm Street and one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
It's so like everything about the movie is perfect.
It is.
to me anyway. Like, and I don't know who will agree with me. Like, would you agree? Or like I
That
don't
is
know.
perfect?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about the way that they tied everything together from the previous movies and made this one better because generally, as like movies go on, they tend to like fall off.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, the third one being the best one was just such an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it is a perfect movie. That's why it's held in such high regard in the horror community.
Man.
You know, it's not like a Halloween 3, you know,
Oh man.
which I enjoy, but I know a lot of people hate, you know.
Yeah.
But so besides Chucky and Freddy, are you just into all the main slashers, Halloween and Scream and all that stuff?
Scream for sure. Friday the 13th. Yeah. I just recently got a little more into F-13.
Yeah, Friday the 13th is probably my favorite like series.
series, yeah.
But that being said, I think the most perfect horror movie of that time was Halloween, the first one. And I'm not encompassing the entire series.
Yeah.
But Halloween 1
The first one was
is a perfect movie.
It is.
You know, so it's funny to say I prefer the Friday the 13th series, but Halloween 1 is
I
a
get
better
it.
movie.
Yeah. 100%.
Or like Dream Warriors, a perfect movie, but it's not a perfect series if you really watch the whole series.
No. It's not.
The video game one just throws me
my
off.
I've honestly grown to appreciate how ridiculous Freddy's Dead is.
Yeah.
Because it's such a ridiculous. I used to hate it. I used to hate it with a
Oh,
passion.
really?
I used to hate it.
I get a kick out of
it
it
was my least favorite for a long time
because of that scene.
because of the entire movie.
It was really ridiculous. That movie was.
Yeah.
Are you going to go check out Scream 6 in theaters?
Oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Because 5 was so good.
Yeah.
I think 5 was like a hair below 1. Like that's how good I
Okay.
thought 5 was.
Okay.
But no Nev Campbell in part 6.
I know.
Can you have Scream without Nev? We don't know. She's never not been in it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It wasn't about. It was like they didn't want to like pay her what she thought.
Yes.
What thought she was worth. That was
Yeah.
the bullshit because she is the series.
Yeah, she's.
You know what I mean?
That's like telling Jamie Lee Curtis like we can't have you in Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. What the
You
fuck?
know, which I hated that too.
All right, Dimension. Get your shit together, Dimension Films.
How did you feel about the last 3 Halloween movies? Honestly,
Okay, I loved the first one,
Mm-hmm.
the first remake or sequel.
yeah, sequel,
Re-sequel?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or what do they call them now? It wasn't a reboot or a remake. It was. There's another word for it.
Reimagining?
I can't remember.
Not even. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. But
Yeah.
they talked about it in Scream 5, like with the legacy
Yeah.
characters
Yeah.
and all that shit. I forget the word that they use, but yes, it's essentially a reboot but a sequel at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that one. The second one, I thought it was good.
Okay.
I didn't hate it as much as anybody else hated it. A lot of people hated it. I was like, oh, I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
I have not watched the third one because I have heard such terrible things about it.
Yeah. So about that.
Yeah.
So I'm in the same boat. I loved the first, whatever it was, the Halloween 2018 or whatever.
Yeah.
The one following that, I thought there were a lot of scenes that could have been cut out and it would have made the movie better.
Okay.
I hated it at first. I watched it again and was like, it's not as bad as I thought. I just wanted Michael to be more like Michael.
Okay.
And he wasn't acting like Michael. Like Michael's not this fucking warrior dude who like gets beat up by a mob and then gets up and fights them all off. Like the camera cuts, you turn back, he's gone, everybody's afraid. Where the fuck did he go? That's way scarier than him getting up and start taking guns out of people's hands and like, you know what I mean?
Not fucking Kane. Get it together.
Right, exactly. It's not see no evil here,
Yeah.
people. And the third one, I just hated it.
Okay.
I hated it. I don't know, but that's just my taste. You might enjoy it.
Okay.
But for me,
I'll check it out eventually. Eventually, I'll
You
check it
have
out.
to, you know?
Yeah.
it's one of those movies where you have to watch it just because it's in the Halloween series. But I kind of like that you can like build your own series with Halloween.
Yeah.
Like you can go part 1 to part 6, or you can go from part 1 and 2 to H2O, or you can go from part 1 to 2018, and it's like a build your own little story.
Yeah, because like after the original sequel, after the original part 2, they're all like their own different movies.
Yes.
Essentially.
100%, especially because part 3 was, well, everybody was up in arms over him not being in the movie, but that's because he was never supposed to come back. The story goes is that Halloween 3 was Season of the Witch, and then Halloween 4 was going to be a different story, and 5 was going to be a different story, and it was
Yeah.
going to keep carrying on without Michael, but all titled Halloween whatever.
Yeah.
But the crowd was so upset that they were going to carry on the franchise without Michael that they had no choice but to bring him back.
Oh, wow.
Which leaves part 3 being the odd man out. Because now it's the
Okay.
only one that makes no sense.
Okay.
Where they were building towards something completely different before all the outrage.
Okay. See, I've never seen the third one, so I didn't know he wasn't even in that one at all.
It's a really good movie if it was its own movie. And that's the way I watch it. I don't watch it as a Halloween movie. I watch it as Season of the Witch. Because it's a great 80s horror movie.
Okay.
But if you expect it to be a Halloween movie, you're going to hate it.
Gonna have a bad time. Yeah.
I mean, technically he's in it. They're watching Halloween on one of the TVs.
All right.
So what about, is there any other horror movies coming up or that you've seen recently that you can recommend?
I am so excited for fucking the new Evil Dead movie, dude.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
I'm so pumped for it.
Did you play the game?
No.
I haven't yet either. I really want to.
Which one? Is that the open world one or was that the...
yeah.
Okay, no, I haven't played it yet.
It came out a few months ago, I think.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Or before
I'm going
Christmas.
to have to look into it and see.
Yeah. But I'm
'Cause I
excited
definitely
for
want
that.
to play it, but yeah.
Did you like the remake, the last Evil Dead remake?
The 2013 one?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. I loved it.
Loved it too.
It was so good.
It was scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
How often do horror fans say that something's scary? Like, not often.
Not often at all. Yeah. I fell in love with the main character from that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Jane Levy. I fell in love with her.
Yeah.
From that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew her before because she was in the series before. Suburbia.
Oh, she was in that?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it was Suburbia. Sub something. It was like a
I'm gonna have to look. into that.
Suburgatory.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know she was in that.
She played the daughter in that show.
I'm gonna
and
check that out.
I watched her. I knew her from that show, but then like
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2013, I was like, oh yeah.
And you're an Evil Dead fan to begin with. So,
Hell yeah.
like, going to see that movie was probably like, you were probably skeptical.
Yeah,
You know?
no, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was the same way and I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
but at the same time, the trailer like got me super excited for it too, because the trailer
That's true.
was like unlike anything I've seen had seen it for a while up to that point. You know what I mean?
So, do you do any horror conventions or stuff like that?
No, actually, I
Never
didn't-
done one?
I don't think so. I've been to Comic Cons.
Yeah. Where they do like the horror sections?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When actually, it's a funny story. When they had the Buffalo Comic Con a few years ago, like 5 years ago, when they had the cast Dream Warriors up here for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I could not go and talk to them.
Really?
Yeah.
Starstruck.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That's your favorite movie, man.
It
Of
is.
course,
That's
you
what
got
I'm
it.
saying.
That's how I felt when I met Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich from Scream. And I actually met Matthew 3 times that day because he was just walking around and nobody realized.
What?
Yeah, I was at Monster Mania Con in Cherry Hill, New Jersey,
Fuck.
and I was standing there, and Matthew Lillard came up to me, and I was with my sister and my son, and we're just standing there. And he hands my son his coffee and says, "Here, hold this for me for a second." And I heard the voice and was like, "What?" And I turned around and was like, "Oh my God."
Dude,
and I
that's
like froze.
incredible.
And nobody was bothering him. Like
That's
nobody knew.
outrageous.
He looks right at me and he goes, "What's up?" And I was like, and I literally go, "Dude, you're my favorite fucking actor." That's literally what I said. I couldn't think to say anything else.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, you, sir, have great taste in actors." And we laughed, and he was like, "Are you guys going to come and meet me in the room or whatever?" And we're like, "Of course, that's why we came here."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, I'll see you in there." He walks away. Turns out his line is 4 hours long.
Wow.
It's wrapping around the outside of the hotel. It's 97 degrees outside.
Oh.
My son really wants to meet him, so I'm like, all right, we're going to get in this line. Let's
Yeah.
grab a couple
We gotta
waters
do
and do
it,
the best
yeah.
we can. We get to the end of the line. This woman who works there comes out and grabs me and gives me the shh, and she goes, "Matthew said to bring you guys up to the front."
No
We
shit.
skipped the whole line and met him immediately because he told me he didn't want my son outside in the heat.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And then he came back and met us again later, again, not in line. Just came up and was like, "You guys still having a good time?" And I was like, this guy's like the nicest man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
But I was starstruck. I really was.
Yeah. How could you not be fucking Matt Villard?
Yeah. And then Skeet too. Like,
Yeah.
we were just talking about wrestling and all kind. And I was like, he's such a cool dude.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And you can tell guys who don't really watch wrestling though, because they ask you if you know people that there's no way how you know. You know? He's like, "Are you friends with Jungle Boy?" And I was like, "No." But
Baby Perry? No,
Yeah, right.
motherfucker.
Right. You would love a Comic-Con or a horror convention though, like Monster Mania.
Okay.
Just 3 days of just vendors and celebrities and panels and Q&As and shit. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into it and see what next one is.
I recommend
Nearby,
Monster
anyway.
Mania.
Yeah.
I do. They run like 4 or 5 cons a year and they're all huge.
Okay.
Huge. They do like Screamcast reunions and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of my listeners right now are nodding along like, yep, because we talk about horror shit all the time.
Right.
But staying on that topic, do you still do the horror podcast?
No.
But you did.
I did.
So how was that? Was that just like just randomly came up and you were like, yeah, let's fucking try it?
Yeah. So my friend who just moved he moved to Reno last year. I think it was last year. Had to be early last year. He moved to Reno. So like,
don't remember.
okay, well, yeah, he wanted to do a podcast, and he approached me out of everybody that he knows, like, to do one. And I'm like, because him and his ex-wife, they had a podcast previously.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I forget what the name of the show was.
Okay.
It was a good show.
Shout out to Drew.
Yeah, hell yeah! Shout out to Drew always. Fuck, shout out to Micah too, man. I ain't gonna, that's still my guy. You know.
I assumed that you were saying.
No, yeah. So he just approached me out of the blue and was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do this podcast. I'm going to do the horror podcast, and I want you to do with me." So I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I mean, I'm not the most talkative person in the world, but I can get along with this, and
Yeah.
add booze into it, and I'll talk all damn day.
That's why I gave you a beer.
Thank you. I was going to ask you. I was like, "Hey, man, you got anything to drink? I'm kind of parched. No, I can't talk when I'm not drunk. Yeah.
I got some water. No.
No. Water? What the fuck is water? So yeah, we the first episode we did, we just talked about what got us into horror, and then we just went from there.
So you guys kind of did like almost like watch-alongs. You would pick a movie, watch it,
Yeah.
and like talk about it.
Yeah.
And I remember when I used to listen to it, there was a handful of movies that you even have never seen. So they were like first-time watches for you.
Yeah, and that was the original idea of the show.
Oh, okay.
It was more like him bringing me along, bringing me up to speed with my
Gotcha.
my horror stuff
Gotcha.
because like I said, I had never seen The Burning. I had never seen.
That was filmed here.
Yeah, I know. It's like I didn't know that until I fucking watched it. I was like, "This fucking movie's the movie's fucking great." The Burning's a
my
really good
God,
movie.
Yeah. It flies under the radar.
Yeah.
Because it was like lost in the shuffle of like
I was
Friday the
going to say,
13th.
police same as that year as Friday the 13th. Yeah.
So did you discover a lot of other movies that you enjoyed that you never saw before? Because he picked a lot of 80s movies.
A lot of 80s movies, a lot of like not known movies too.
Yeah.
We did this one. We did the Trauma Month.
Yeah.
I hated every second. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Trauma's rough, man.
It is.
You'll get some like hidden gems in there,
Uh-huh.
but then for the most part, you're like, oh my god, this is so bad that
So
like you have to
bad.
turn it into like a drinking game. To, like,
Yeah,
watch it
you
and
got
have
to.
fun with it.
Oh my
you know?
God.
Or get together with people and watch it so you can make fun of it.
Yeah.
You know.
I wish we did that instead of like watching them separately because it would been. I think it would have been a better time watching that and like live recording while we were
Right.
watching it because
Well, I mean, to be fair though, they gave us Toxic Avenger, which I do like those.
yeah.
But like, or even like Tromeo and Juliet, like I get a kick out of
I
that
couldn't. No.
well, I love Tiffany Shepis. She's one of my favorite horror actors.
Okay.
So anything that she's in, I'm like, well, it's automatically good because
Gotcha.
Tiffany Shepis is in it.
Yeah.
So I'm biased for that one. But yeah, I remember when you guys did that, and yeah,
It was rough, man. I could. Oh my God. I could not. It was.
you got through it.
I tried.
Did you watch these alone or with your wife or like?
I watched the majority of them alone.
Did you?
I think I watched one with my wife, and she tapped out immediately.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if you ever watched anything with her where she was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And she's like, "I can't watch."
No,
this."
actually, a bunch of stuff we watched together. She's like really enjoyed. She really enjoyed New Year's Evil,
Oh, I love
which is
that
a good
movie.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Only horror fans would say that. It's a good time.
Yeah.
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 But I totally get what you mean when you say that. It's fun.
It's fun. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's a fun good movie. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but my comfort movies are horror movies. Like I have certain comfort movies that are horror movies.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
get
pop
that.
on Jaws, Fright Night, Scream, and it like calms me down. I'm
Yeah.
like, I had a stressful day. I just want to watch Scream.
Yeah, and like Friday Night, I'd never watched Friday Night until we watched up to the
That's right.
podcast and pocket. Friday Night is fucking phenomenal.
That's
movie.
one of my favorite
It's
movies.
a really
of all
good
time.
movie. It's a really
Yeah.
good time.
That one
Again, but a good time.
Yeah, right. Not the remake though.
Yeah, no,
the
no.
original one is
Fucking
amazing.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I hated that
dick.
remake. I can't believe they fucking redid that movie. I was like, why?
I don't
It's so
believe they
good.
remake as many movies that they remade already.
That's true.
Like the Elm Street remake is so bad.
It's hot garbage.
It's so bad.
I could, and they almost like they tried to throw a twist in there where like Freddie didn't do it, and he was like,
Which would've been great.
you know. And then they went back on it, and he did. I don't know.
Yeah, the wife, she did not like that at all. She did not like that they dug really heavy into the PDO stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, here's the thing: if you have a movie that's damn near perfect, don't touch it.
Yeah.
If you're going to do remakes, remake one of the ones that people aren't thrilled with,
Right.
Because you can make it better.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how. Did you watch the It remakes?
Yes.
Did
the
you
first
like 'em?
one? Oh, the first one. I love the first one.
So I liked those better than I liked the original It.
Okay.
And that's like a super like blasphemy thing to say around like certain horror
Yeah,
fans.
I know.
But like,
Because I know a lot of people don't like the second one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I never really like cared for It.
Yeah.
I knew it was super popular.
Yeah,
The
I
book
knew
was
of
great.
it. I never had any inclination to watch it.
I don't
until
get why.
yeah,
I mean, and Tim Curry did a great job.
absolutely.
Not
Tim Curry's
shitting on his acting.
Great at everything he does, though.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Even fucking Home Alone.
You do, man.
I don't care what he's in. I love it.
Even Rocky Horror too. Fuck
Rocky
yeah.
Horror, yeah.
yeah,
He did a great job of playing the role of the clown.
yeah,
But the movie itself fell flat for me. Just growing up, it just wasn't for me.
yeah.
I liked the first remake. The second one,
Yeah,
it was,
okay.
you know,
that's what I've heard
yeah.
about the second one too. Yeah, because I haven't seen the second one either.
The first one though, I was like better than the other stuff. You know, the clown was scarier.
Yeah.
The story, it just in general was
Yeah.
scarier to me.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe that's just because of modern technology. I don't know.
yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But there's just certain things that horror fans will take offense to, and that's one of them. So I just lost a couple listeners.
I say fuck them.
Yeah, yeah, fuck you guys. You heard it here, folks. So let's curve this back into wrestling before we wrap this up.
All right.
And If I put you on the spot right now and said, give me your Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, who do you got?
Okay. HBK. Kurt Hennig. Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. Specify. Chavo?
Chavito. I honestly love Chavo too. Chavo's probably a lot better than people give him credit for too.
Oh, God, yeah. Remember when he was the golfer?
Kervin White?
Yeah.
That just popped up on YouTube for me the other day.
Really?
Yeah. It popped up and the wife watched it. She's like, what is going on?
You were like, he's a legend.
Yeah. Okay, number four. I was, because they're always, like, my top one is always going to be Sean.
Yeah.
But my 2 through 4 is going to be always interchangeable for me. Because there's so many, like, guys that, like, who are, like, great, but, like, there aren't a lot of guys that I will, like, watch and study and pick stuff up from too.
Yeah.
I guess I'll say Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong there.
Yeah,
You can never go wrong throwing Brett in there. There's certain guys that are so interchangeable that if
Take
you
Brett out. Macho.
There
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another. I was just going to say there's certain guys that are interchangeable. Like you could throw Brett, Macho, Flair, Taker. Like any one of those guys could take that spot and it wouldn't be a wrong answer.
Yeah.
Who's around nowadays do you think is at the top of their game and is really somebody to watch? I know we said Ziggler, but you know, him aside.
Fucking Roman has come into his own a whole lot since 2020. Since he came back from his but since he came back from the COVID pandemic, because he has the leukemia,
yes,
and he had to step away and he came back for a short period of time and then COVID hit, so he had to he back out again and he came back, and he's been on top of his fucking game since he's been back.
Oh God,
like I don't like there isn't another like wrestler that I can like say is like number one in the world right now besides Roman Reigns.
I 100% agree with that. I wouldn't bat an eye if he never lost those titles.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because like, dude, he's like, and it would be kind of dope to like now in this current era, in this current like time that we are right now to have like he's already been champ for like 900 days.
Yes.
It would be dope to have another champion who's been champ for like 4,000 days, like San Martino was back in the day.
And let's talk about that for a second too, because I see fans like shitting on the internet, like, yeah, champ for 900 days, but he's only defended the title 27 times. What do you think UFC fighters and boxers do?
Yeah, what? Come on,
they once to twice a year. He's doing it more than them.
Yeah, I hate most wrestling fans.
I do too.
So much.
I know it sucks to say that because we're wrestlers, but I really
like
do.
At the same time, like
you guys don't get it.
You don't get it.
Yeah.
Fucking grow up.
But you know what it is they're more interested in the backstage news and politics than actually just enjoying and watching the product.
Exactly.
It's like, well, he didn't defend it, and that's what. That's not why. Watch boxing. Watch UFC.
Yeah.
Legitimate
watch
sports.
Stuff that's like real. So,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Not to say that what we do is real, obviously, but like just like watch if that's what you want, then come watch that.
Right.
Like wrestling is a whole different fucking breed of entertainment.
And technically, he's defended that title more than a boxer would have defended his title in that same span of days.
Right, exactly.
So you really can't complain.
No.
That's like complaining that, like, well, you've been Super Bowl champ for a year.
Yeah.
Well, you only played that one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? Yeah. It's so dumb.
But yeah, I'm with you on the wrestling fans thing.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, I hate saying it because I say like 10% wrestling fans are cool, but like the other 90% are god awful people.
Right. And with that being said, go to our pro wrestling tee stores and support us.
Yes, please. I think mine is like prowrestlingtees.com / Frankie Feathers.
It's Frankie. It's not Frank.
Yeah, I should probably change it.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
And if they give you a hard time, you got to fucking
They can
do
suck my
something
balls. I actually have a horror themed shirt on that website too. It's a Fresh to Death in the Elm Street font with my face with the fucking claw, the glove on it. I got that one.
I didn't know that.
A couple
That's
more too.
Cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Gavin Glass for making that design for me too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So before we wrap everything up completely here, what, if anything, do you still have on a bucket list for yourself for the pro wrestling business before you stop? Because we never actually know when we're going to stop.
I know.
Or when our last match is going to be.
I know.
So is there anything you'd like to check off before that could happen?
I would be lying if I didn't say I didn't want to be a heavyweight champ.
That should be everybody's goal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if not, then what the fuck are you doing this for?
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
for the love of it, yeah, I get it. But like, you know, you want to be number one at what you do, obviously.
And
So
I still want my pay window.
yeah.
I love this for sure. However, when the window opens, my hand is out.
Man, fuck. What'd you want? Money. Fuck.
Before this is over, I just want all my money.
Man, just no. Help brother out. Spend some change. Please help brother out.
Is that the last thing on your list? Be heavyweight champion?
Yeah. Because like I don't, like you said, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be doing this. I'm 37 right now, 38 in July.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
July what?
the 6th.
I'm the 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I don't want to. I also don't want to overstay my welcome either. You know what I mean? But like I would love to like be like heavyweight champ, and I'm like when I'm done, I still want to be involved.
Yeah.
Too. I think I
A manager kind of thing, or
not even
trainer?
I don't. See, just back to what I said earlier. Like I don't know if I can be a trainer or not, but like I kind of got that. It's a little bit too sometimes too.
Yeah.
Like I said, like when I was there, I was teaching people how to do body slams.
Yeah,
like,
you're having fun.
Yeah, it's a really good time. Like you said, like when a light bulb goes off, when people get it, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the only thing I do agree with Vince Valor about in general. But like fucking he's a piece of shit.
And you can watch that match on IWTV
Yes,
on
you
March
can.
18th.
Yes. Or just bring your ass to the show, you lazy fucks. Come on. What are you doing? You broke bitches.
It's going to be packed.
It's
It's going to be a big
always
show.
packed. Riverworks is always a packed show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those fans are diehard, man.
Yeah.
They hate you.
They do now.
Yeah.
It was weird for like a very like since we've been back from pandemic, as I've been getting like after like I was getting like very like lukewarm receptions from the crowd. I was getting that Cena heat, like when Cena was like super babyface, and
Yeah.
you know, but you know, 10 years of sucking and jiving,
Yeah.
you know, people could probably get sick of it.
And now you're breaking
I
beer
was
bottles.
sick of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're going to see another one of those.
I'm hoping, you know, with a beer bottle, brass knuckles, maybe a taser, who knows?
Now, is this match just a regular singles match?
Yeah, we'll have to get there to find out and see.
All right.
To be honest, because like who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe I'll just fucking kick him in the dick and
Call it a day?
go to Pound Town. Pause. Wait a minute. That's not.
I don't know if you want to say
That's not
that.
what I meant. No. Maybe I will. I'm just gonna fight. I don't know. Like I can't.
Well, then let's tell everybody where they can find you and follow you on social media so that they can keep up with what you're doing and the ESW shows and all those things that are going to be coming up, because it seems like it's going to be a pretty big year.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping. You hit me up on Instagram. It's Frank Feathers PW. On Twitter, it's Frank Feathers _. On Facebook, I believe it's just facebook.com/Frank Feathers at this point. And yeah, you can you know what? I have a link on my Twitter page. Again, that's Frank Feathers _ for Twitter, and it has a bunch of stuff like my pro wrestling tees, stuff like that, merch stuff like that, and all that good stuff. So yeah.
All right, cool. Well, hey man, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man.
Slapped it together last night, and we're doing it today. So I don't have any more beer though, so we're gonna have to go get some.
God damn it! All right, well,
all right, man, and we will catch you listeners next week with Jeremiah Richter.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.